Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my 6 weeks postpartum and 6-week update on Adeline. This is kind of going to be technically my 1 month update, since I'm a little bit late on getting to my 1 month update. I had my 6 weeks postpartum checkup today, so I'm just going to let you guys know everything that's happened from 2 weeks until now. So kind of just like the past month, what's been going on. I'm not going to be like very loud because Adeline is sleeping right here. As you can see, she's very tired. She just finished eating, and you'll notice when I show her to you that she's got her baby acne right now. So with Skyla got her baby acne between 6 and 7 weeks, and Adeline will be 7 weeks on Wednesday. So she's got, the baby acne started around 6 weeks for her as well. So she's got very bad baby acne, which is completely normal. Most babies do get baby acne, but when you see her, you'll see the baby acne, and it's not just on her face, like it's on her shoulders, her arms, her back. It's, you know, it's pretty bad. What I have heard is that the reason they get baby acne is the hormones that they have from mom. It's kind of like those hormones are leaving their body, which is what causes the baby acne. So it's completely normal. So as far as like the baby blues or the postpartum anxiety / depression, you guys know that with Skyla I had the postpartum anxiety super bad, and I still, you know, I feel like, you probably can hear the dryer in the background, but I feel like people who are prone to anxiety or prone to depression, like, in my opinion, like at least for me, I feel like there's always gonna be, to a certain degree, you're always gonna have a little bit of that, but compared to last time, it's just so much better this time. I did have like a couple nights where I felt really emotional, but I don't think it's any more than a normal person, or when I say normal, I mean someone who's not postpartum. I think that everyone goes through emotional times, emotional days. You know, you have good days and bad days. So I've had a few days that I've been emotional, but it's nothing compared to what it was with when I was postpartum with Skyla. So I would say that it's just getting better. Like my psychological state, it feels much better now than it has in the past. I don't know if you guys have heard of Thinx, but they're underwear that some women wear for their period, but I bought some for postpartum just to see like what I thought of them, and I never wore them like how you're intended to wear them, like with the Thinx panties. Like some women just wear those when they're on their period, like they don't wear a pad or a tampon or anything, they just wear the panties. And I haven't worn them like that, but I tried them and they're okay. I'm not like completely obsessed with them, but I did try them and I like them. I think that if it's something that you're interested in, it's worth like buying a pair to test out for sure. Her umbilical cord fell off when she was 9 days old, and with Skyla, her umbilical cord fell off at exactly 1 week. So there was just a couple days of difference between when they each lost their umbilical cord. My milk also regulated on day 9, and it's just continuously been getting more and more regulated. But like I said in my last video, that is despite the fact that I was pumping when I was engorged. My milk still regulated fairly quickly. Night sweats. So I started getting night sweats probably about a week postpartum, and they started getting more intense. They stopped, like they lasted for probably 2 weeks, and they finally stopped. But I think it's one of the other ways of your body getting rid of the excess fluid and water retention that you're hanging on to postpartum. So like I would wake up and seriously just be covered, like drenched in sweat, which is not like me. So if you get night sweats, it could be normal for you. I wrote down to talk about her first bath, but I don't know if I talked about it in the previous video, but she got her first bath right after her umbilical cord fell off. And we still have the 4Moms infant tub, and I love it because it gives you the temperature of the water, so you know that you're giving them the correct temperature for their bath. And then we use Beauty Counter baby products. We use the Beauty Counter baby wash, oil, and the Beauty Counter balm, and we love it. My friend Meredith is a representative for Beauty Balm, so I'm going to put her information below if you guys are interested in trying it. It's just an all-natural, free of harmful chemicals, and baby product. So if you're interested, give it a try. You'd like it. I really like it. Her reflux has not been anywhere near like how Skyla's was. I remember Skyla used to spit up on me like every day and multiple times a day, but Adeline only has reflux maybe once every couple days. I'd say like maybe once every 3 days she'll have reflux, and it's just crazy because, you know, Skyla had the milk protein allergy, and I don't think Adeline does because she just doesn't spit up the way that Skyla did. The bleeding stopped for me at around 2 weeks, and it's just continuously got less and less and less to where I don't even have to wear panty liners anymore. I would say that right about now is when I've stopped needing panty liners. Like, I would still wear them just for cleanliness and just because I prefer to, but I would say at about 6 weeks I could stop with even panty liners at that point. She's waking up in the night between 2 and 3 times a night. It still feels like I'm not getting much sleep, and of course there are some nights that it's like, seems like it's every hour or every hour and a half, and those nights are hard. I've been pretty sleep deprived, but the past like 3 nights I've gotten great sleep, and great sleep, I guess, only being interrupted like 2 or 3 times. I mean, if you consider that great sleep. For me, that's been great sleep because for a while she was really waking up a lot and taking a long time to soothe. So I feel like I'm getting better and I'm starting to get my sleep back. Her skin has just felt super dry. I don't remember Skyla's skin being dry like this. Skyla had like amazing skin from birth, so I don't really remember her struggling with that. But Adeline has dry skin, so I've been using the baby oil and that baby balm, and it's really definitely helps. At her 2-week appointment, she weighed 9 pounds and 10 ounces. When she was born, she was 8 pounds 8 ounces, so she was well above her birth weight at her 2-week appointment. I've been using this app called Baby C, and what it is I can show you a example, but this app will show you what it looks like through your baby's eyes each week, like how much they can see, and it's really cool. And it'll compare like their vision to an adult's vision. So, for example, here's what Adeline sees when she looks at me right now compared to what you see when you look at me right now. But I like seeing that because I feel like right now at almost 7 weeks, she can really see, I feel like she can see a lot for being so young. And the app is just called Baby C. For like a month, I mean, even now if I didn't wear the breast pads or like whatever, and by the way, speaking of that, I probably have milk all over me. It's just how it goes. But the breast milk pads, if I don't wear those every night, I'll just leak everywhere. And like for the first couple weeks, my bed just seemed like it was constantly soaked with breast milk. I had to change the sheets like every day. And so that's just something to kind of be prepared for, or if you are going through that right now. I feel like everyone goes through it. So if you wear a sleep bra at night and put the breast pads in, it's really helpful. It's actually the only way that I can keep from getting completely drenched throughout the night. We were using triple paste for both girls forever, and triple paste was always like my go-to diaper rash cream. It worked for Skyla always when everything else wouldn't. And for Adeline, when I started using it, I thought like, oh, this is gonna clear up the redness, and it never did. So we switched to bag balm and calmoseptine. So with Skyla making the switch to the bag balm, alternating with calmoseptine, it worked perfectly, and it kept her diaper rash away completely. The bag balm was working for Adeline for a couple of days, and then, oh, my tripod is swaying. I just had to delete some footage to clear room for my camera. So the bag balm was working for a couple of days, and then it stopped working. So I switched over to a diaper cream, like an all-natural diaper cream that I got in my P.O. box. It has zinc oxide in it, and I can't think of the name of it right now, but that started working. So it feels like with her, it's like something will work for a couple days and then I have to switch again. So I'm gonna have to like wait and see like what works long term before I like, I guess, give another recommendation for another diaper cream, just because Adeline is so different than Skyla. Like the same things don't work for both of the girls. Adeline's skin is really red. Like when she was born, it's actually starting to, the redness is going away now, but when she was born, her skin was bright red, and I thought that that was just, you know, from being birthed. But it didn't go down for a really long time. Her skin just always had a really red tint to it. And it stayed for quite a while. I would say it probably stayed for the whole first month. Her skin was just so red. And especially when we went to the doctor's office in those really bright lights, like her skin just looked like, I mean, just totally red. It was crazy. Skyla was never like that. Skyla always had olive skin, always. Her witching hours started at about 4 or 5 weeks, and what I mean by witching hours, Skyla had one too, and I talked about it in Skyla's update. It just means that there's like an hour, at least an hour every night, that no matter what you do, she's inconsolable. So it's like she's not, you try to feed her, that doesn't calm her down. You try to rock her, that doesn't calm her down. Changing her, burping her, the swing, nothing. Like there's just an hour that nothing you do can calm her down. I have tried the colic hold, and that does work, but it gets super tiring to do the colic hold, where you just hold them like with your hand across their chest. Some people cross their arms and hold over their arms and like kind of bounce. There's videos on YouTube that you can look up on how to do the colic hold, because it worked with Skyla and it does work with Adeline, although it does get tiring quick. We did do the Mother's Bliss colic water, and I don't really know if it's helped. I think it does, but we've been using that during the witching hour. Colic water, it's called gripe water. I never used it with Skyla though. I just kind of toughed it out with her, but we have tried it with Adeline. And there's some nights when she's fine, but the majority of the time she's got that witching hour. And a lot of you guys told me fussiness peaks at 6 weeks, and I really didn't even know that, but I looked it up online and it's true. Fussiness apparently peaks at 6 weeks, and then it starts getting better from there. So hopefully the witching hour will be over soon. My weight, we can kind of go over what my weight has done since I gave birth. So the day that I gave birth, I weighed 162.6. In 1 week, this sounds crazy, but the first week I lost 17.1 pounds. And then the second week I lost an additional 2.3 pounds. And then at 3 weeks, that was after Christmas. That week I had gained a little bit of weight. Had I? Oh no. At 3 weeks I had lost more weight, but I didn't like log how much. I lost about 2 pounds at 3 weeks. At 4 weeks, that's when I gained weight. So at 4 weeks postpartum, I gained 1.8 pounds. That was the week of Christmas. We were just eating whatever we wanted, like a lot, and I gained 1.8 pounds. At 5 weeks postpartum, I lost a little bit less than a pound. And then at 6 weeks postpartum, I had lost another 2.8 pounds. So the weight started to fall off more this past week. Which means that I've lost, since I gave birth, I've lost 23.5 pounds total since delivery. So right now I'm sitting at 139.1 pounds. I have been working with my trainer Amber, and she gives me like updated macros and calories to hit every week. And I had about an average this past week calorie intake of 2,600 calories. That was about my average daily intake. And Amber kind of just like tweaks my calorie intake, my macro intake each week depending on what my body's doing. I've had so many of you guys ask me like, how did I maintain a healthy pregnancy this time as opposed to last time with Skyla? I gained about in between 60 and 70 pounds. This time I think I gained like under 25 pounds in this pregnancy. I forgot the exact amount. But Amber, my trainer, just came out with a pregnancy fitness ebook. So I'm gonna put a link to her ebook in the description, because that has everything like that I followed this pregnancy, along with I did some of Tammy Hembro's pregnancy workouts. So I will put a link to both of those, although Amber's ebook will have everything you need, so you don't really need to buy both. And I would recommend Amber's just because I think that it's more about your food intake than it is how much you're working out. And with Amber's ebook, you'll have like a complete overview of like what your intake should be during your pregnancy to like maintain a fit pregnancy. I cannot recommend her enough. So that'll be in the description bar below. Oh, by the way, my starting weight was about 135 pounds. So I've got around 4 pounds to lose before I'm back at my starting weight this pregnancy, which just blows my mind because it took me way longer after I had my first baby to get down even remotely close. I never lost all the weight, but to get down like remotely close to what I was, it took me months and months and months. I think I want to say 6 or 7 months actually. At around 5 weeks, Adeline got the eye gunk, and Skyla never had it, so it was weird to me, but I had 2 friends who'd been through it. Like, one of my friends actually had to take her son to the hospital for it. Like, it was like an eye discharge that she had in one eye, and it was just sticky, like sleep almost, but a lot of it, and it would keep her eye kind of stuck. It lasted about a week. I would just clean it away with a warm washcloth. But I had 2 friends that's sons dealt with it. So I wasn't very worried when it happened because I knew people who'd gone through it. So if your baby has eye gunk, like don't immediately freak out. It can be completely normal. So this still happens to me, but around the time that Adeline usually eats, I get like a painful letdown. Like it's like soreness and like a throbbing. It only lasts for a couple seconds, but it feels like letdown without her eating. So you could just be in the middle of anything and you'll just feel this painful like letdown feeling. And I think it's just because like your boobs know when it's time for them to eat. This never happened with Skyla, but I've heard that the second go around it could be more painful. Like breastfeeding can be more painful, your letdown can be more painful, and that's so true for me. I had at postpartum with Skyla, I started to have nausea as well. And I'm having it this time too, just feeling nauseous randomly. And my appetite has gone way decreased this week. For the first 5 weeks or so, my appetite was so intense. I was ravenous. I could not get enough food. I was just so hungry. And now my appetite's really starting to go down. And I'm not really sure if that's from breastfeeding or what the reason is, but my calorie intake this week compared to last week has been so much different, and it's not because of me cutting back, because I haven't. I've just been eating like intuitive eating, and it's just way down. Like I'll tell you guys on average what my intake has been this week, and that's not, like I said, I'm not trying to do this. It's just, it's actually like I'm just not hungry. Okay, let's see. And I'm on my MyFitnessPal. In case you're wondering how I track. I love my MyFitnessPal. Okay, so my average this week for calorie intake has been 2,100 calories. So that's a huge difference between last week, because that means that my weekly deficit is much larger than the previous week. So I'm most likely gonna have lost more weight when I weigh in this Wednesday, just because I've taken in so much less calories this week. So that's like about 500 calories a day, right? Yeah, about 500 calories a day less than last week. So weird. Like, isn't that just so weird? Like, hormones are crazy, and I know it's all about hormones. I know it is. So I think that that's it for my 6-week update on both of us. I'm trying to think if there's anything else with Adeline. Her eyes are still blue, and her hair is nowhere near as thick as Skyla's was. Skyla's was dark and thick, like right away. Adeline's is not very thick. It's still brown, or yeah, it's like brown. And her eyes are still blue. I don't remember when Skyla started to turn brown, but Skyla's eyes right now are hazel. Oh, another thing that I love that Adeline has on right now that I'll show you, the copper pearl bibs. I really recommend them because they're really thin, they're really soft, and they look super cute with all the outfits that your baby could wear. They make them for boys and girls. And I like it because when she breastfeeds, I can put that on her, and then when the milk gets all over her, I can just change out the bib. And so I know you're thinking like, well, any bib would work for that, and it totally would, but I recommend the copper pearl ones, like highly recommend the copper pearl ones. Her interactions, she's smiling, but she was always smiling, like it seemed like she was smiling from birth. It's hilarious. She seems like she's been alert from birth, which is crazy. She is getting more alert. She responds to like touch a lot more now, and she responds to like me talking to her, singing to her. She loves that. She loves music. She's not really a fan of her Mamaroo. She's not really a fan of the rock and play. She loves her swing. She's not really a fan of the boppy lounger anymore, which in the beginning she was a huge fan of the boppy lounger. And I have 2 play gems for her. One was just kind of because it was cute that I got at Pottery Barn. And then I have another one by Skip Hop that was sent to us. And it lights up and it has music, and I love it. I show it on Instagram. But it's so cute, and it has like a little wiener dog pillow that they lay under their chest to help with tummy time, which I didn't have something like that for Skyla, and I didn't even know you could use that with Skyla. And looking back, like I was not doing a good job with tummy time with Skyla because, you know, she was just trying so hard to pick her head up and she couldn't, and it seemed like her head was just like always like, I don't know. It wasn't a good tummy time experience compared to like what it is now, like with having that pillow underneath them. And I know you can use like your nursing pillow for that, or the DockATot, or whatever you're using. Adeline likes her DockATot, but nowhere near as much as Skyla liked her DockATot. Skyla lived for the DockATot. Adeline's like, meh, it's okay. Like, it's so funny, like every baby is so different. She does take bottles, like if I have to go run errands and I'm not gonna be home, I have breast milk stored up, and I use the Haka as well to like continuously store my breast milk. The Haka is, I'll link it for you guys, but you just attach it to the opposite breast and it catches your letdown. By the end of the day, if I catch all my letdown, I have enough for like, at least for 1 6-ounce bottle to put in the freezer to save up for milk for her. So we just use like, you know, we have Comatoma bottles, and if I'm gone, she will take a bottle, so super lucky about that. Our sleeping situation, we are using the DockATot for co-sleeping, but we also have the Halo bassinet, and sometimes I can put her in that, but she really hates sleeping in the Halo bassinet. She prefers co-sleeping much more. But if you co-sleep, you have to make sure that you like do it safely because it can be dangerous. My battery died. Okay, so 2 things that I've been using for my hair, because I am postpartum, but at this point postpartum with Skyla, my hair was still just like flying high. Like I had no hair loss yet, and I didn't have like the wispies growing in yet. But if this is your first baby, you most likely will start losing your hair. And it's not like, it wasn't that bad. I wasn't balding or anything like that. But the only thing is that when it starts to grow back, it's awkward because you'll have like really short baby hairs like all the way around your hairline, and they, you know, you have to pin them up in the back, you have to wear headbands and stuff because they just stick out and your hair just won't be the same for a while postpartum. It's nothing to like freak out about, but it's just how it is. So you have to find products that'll help your hair and find ways to like work with it. It took me months. Like my daughter is my oldest is 19 months old, and I'm just now finding out like ways to keep the flyaways from looking awful, but that's also because they're growing out. So I know I'm going to go through it again with Adeline, but for now, what's been helping me so much is, I would say the #1 thing that's helping my hair not look crazy is this Sun Bum Sea Spray. This stuff is amazing because it makes my hair, it's hard to explain, it makes the hair just like, the hairs stick together rather than it feeling like fine and unmanageable, like the silky, like it's nice to feel your hair like feeling like silky smooth, but usually if you have silky smooth hair like that, it's like more separated, if that makes sense, and so the hairs will fall down because it's looser and it's more relaxed. This kind of stiffens up your hair and like makes it more of like a matte feeling, not matte, like matted, like a more full feeling, like it gives it the volume and the texture that you need for it to stick together. So I use this and I spray it in after I get out of the shower every time, and I'm telling you, I swear by this. Like I'm probably gonna start buying it in the case, by the case, because this is my saving grace. You can get it at Target or the link in the description below. I've also been using this, which this does not look like a hair treatment when you look at the bottle. It's a very interesting design, but it's called After Bath Hair Treatment, and it's by DHC. And that's what this is. I do this first, so after my shower, I get out, I put a ton of this in. I run this through my entire head of hair, and I brush it out, and then I spray this through, and while I'm spraying this through, I just like work it through my hands. And that's what I've been doing for my postpartum hair. I do plan on doing like a postpartum clothing video about my favorite clothes for postpartum, which will include control top leggings, just nursing clothing, just whatever I feel like is the best overall clothing for nursing and postpartum, to suck in the mum tum, etc. I really want to do a video on that and comparing the different leggings out there that are meant for postpartum. I really want to do a video like that. So if you're interested in that video, comment below, let me know. And if you have like certain things you want to see in that video, like certain brands that you want to know, is it worth it? Is it worth the money? Comment those brands below and I'll try them out and do a review for postpartum clothing / nursing clothing. Here she is. She's sleeping. Everyone knows not to wake a sleeping baby, but look, she is so big. Look how big she is. Can you believe that she's only like almost 7 weeks? It's amazing. And yes, it's super warm in my house, or I would not have her in this, but this is a size 3 to 6 months. Crazy. So that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Check out the links below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I do want to do an 18-month update for Skyla. If you're interested in Skyla's 18-month update, let me know in the comments below. She's actually 19 months old right now, but I have tons that I can talk about that's happened in the past 6 to 7 months since her last update, so just let me know. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.